The role of the Royal Australian Infantry is crystal clear: to seek out and close with the enemy, to kill or capture them, to seize and hold ground, and to repel attack by day or night, regardless of the season, weather, or terrain. Throughout history, the brutal, up-close reality of warfare has fallen to one group: the infantry. And today we're diving into the heart of Australia's frontline fighters, the Royal Australian Regiment. We'll break down how they're structured, what they fight with, what they carry, and how they operate in the field. I'm Mel Pikos, and today we're talking tactics. The Royal Australian Regiment. The Royal Australian Regiment, or RAR, is the primary fighting force of the Australian Army and consists of 6 separate full-time battalions. 1st Battalion, also known as Big Blue 1, they're located in Townsville and is an air mobile light battalion. 2nd Battalion, which is said to be second to none, is also in Townsville and is the Army's only amphibious battalion. 3rd Battalion, also known as Old Faithful, is a mechanised infantry battalion, and they are once again in Townsville. 5-7 Battalion, or the Tiger Battalion, is a motorised infantry battalion in Darwin. 6th Battalion, also known as the Bulldogs, is a mechanised battalion located in Brisbane. And 8-9 Battalion, nicknamed Old Dependable, is another motorised battalion also located in Brisbane. RAR soldiers earn their iconic kangaroo Skippy badge only after completing the grueling 13-week infantry initial employment training course in Singleton, New South Wales. The badge has also received the phrase earned, not issued, since it's not issued directly after basic training in Kapuka, and it is often found sitting proudly on the green berets of the infantry. The Infantry Section. The section is the standard formation for the Australian Infantry. It consists of 8 members: the section commander, or SECO, who holds the rank of corporal, the second in command, or 2IC, a lance corporal, and 6 riflemen, who are all at the rank of private. Where needed, the section can break into 2 groups, known as bricks or fire teams, with one controlled by the section commander and the other controlled by the 2IC. This gives the section more flexibility to operate independently and can spread resources where needed. An example of this might be during a section attack, where one brick becomes the assault brick, responsible for flanking and closing with the enemy, while the other brick provides fire support. Weapons and ammunition. In the standard Australian Infantry section, 6 members carry the locally made EF88 or F90 Austere rifle, which weighs 3.25 kilograms unloaded or 3.89 kilograms loaded. These rifles are fitted with a 1-4x Elcan Spectre scope, and they are chambered for NATO standard 5.56mm by 45mm rounds. 2 of these rifles have a 40mm grenade launcher attachment mounted under the barrel. The other 2 members of the infantry section each have machine guns, either the F89 Minimi light machine gun or the 8.2 kilogram Maximi. This is the larger version of the Minimi, chambered for the more powerful and longer range 7.62 by 51mm rounds. Each soldier in the section also carries a 9mm Browning high-powered pistol. However, this will soon be replaced by the new F9 pistol, which is based on the Sig Sauer 9mm P320. Standard ammunition carriage for each soldier depends on the weapon carried. Soldiers carrying the Austere usually have 7 30-round magazines. Machine gunners carry 8 100-round belts. Grenadiers with 40mm grenade launchers carry 8 to 14 grenades. The section also has 2 M18A1 Claymore anti-personnel mines and 2 M72A6 66mm single-shot light rocket launchers. All members of the section carry 3 pistol magazines and 2 F1 fragmentation grenades each. Personal protective equipment. Each soldier in the infantry section has their own protective equipment. They each have their own set of the Australian-made tiered body armour system, or TBAS, which protects them against rifle rounds and fragmentation. They will also have a tiered combat helmet to protect the head against shrapnel and fragmentation, and ballistic eye protection for protection against shrapnel and fragmentation. Finally, each soldier has a set of Peltor Comtac active noise protection headphones that can also connect to their radios. This useful little system removes the need for a dedicated radio headset, while at the same time protecting the soldiers' hearing and also raising their situational awareness by enhancing softer sounds on the battlefield. Load carriage equipment. It's no secret that the infantry has to carry a lot of equipment, so naturally they would need an efficient and comfortable way to carry all of this. The way an infantry soldier carries their equipment can be broken down into 3 separate setups or loadouts. The first is patrol order. In this configuration, soldiers only carry webbing and protective equipment. Webbing consists of several types of pouches mounted either to the soldier's body armour or a belt configuration. These webbing pouches are filled with ammunition, water, night fighting equipment, and other ancillary equipment. Patrol order is used for tasks not intended to last more than 12 hours, and this loadout generally weighs around 20 kilograms. The next loadout is patrol heavy. This configuration is the same as patrol order, however, the soldier now has a lightweight backpack to carry some extra gear, such as food, more water, and ammunition, as well as batteries and the like. This method is utilised for longer patrols, intended to last up to a day. This loadout generally weighs around about 30 kilograms. The final setup, and everyone's personal favourite, is marching order. This is when the soldier is expected to survive in the field anywhere from 3 days up to several weeks. In a large pack, the soldier will be carrying a minimum of 3 days worth of combat rations, up to 16 litres of water, personal sleeping gear, personal toiletries, cold and or wet weather gear, an entrenching tool used for digging fortified positions, extra batteries, ammunition, and at least 1 spare set of clothes. However, this can vary greatly depending on the need. All of this starts at a weight of 45 kilograms minimum, however can easily reach as high as 70 kilograms. Let's have a moment of silence for the average digger's back and knees carrying all this weight around. But what do you think? Could you hack it in the mud, under fire, with 70 kilos on your back and your mates counting on you? Is there any gear that you think our Australian infantry is missing? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. The sharp-eyed viewers amongst you may have already noticed that I have a few new 3D printed models in the background of my set here. These were supplied by the fantastic supporters of the channel, SPAC 3D Printed Military Models. We now also have the AS9 Huntsman self-propelled howitzer, the M88A2 Hercules, a HX77 truck, and G-Wagon SRV and G-Wagon 4-door. They make a great addition to my background here, and if you're keen to get some for yourself, head over to spac.au, and if you use the link in the description below, you can get 5% off the camouflage models. A big thanks to spac.au for sending those out to us. And that's it for today. My name's Pikos, and we've been talking tactics.